Hello, students. Today is a very beautiful Friday, the 26th April in the year 2021. This is our this is going to be our first class in the series of the lectures we are going to be having on ED 256 physics method. In today's class, we are going to have, you know, a brief introductions into what is science, the meaning, description, or you call it definition. We're also going to look at the rationale for teaching and learning science in the secondary school. Of course, you know, when we say science in this class, we are particularly referring to physics science, the physics aspect of science. Of course, there are different branches of science, but among the physical sciences is the physics. And the primary assignment we have as physics educator is teaching and learning of science in the classroom. So today, like I said, we must be able to, give good definition of physics, then explain the rationale, the justification. You should be able to justify why we must learn physics at the secondary school. So, of course, the best place to have this discussion is on our learning platform. So now, let's move on to our learning platform. Hello, students. Yeah, you are welcome to the platform where we shall be having our classes. And like we said in the introductory video, we will be dealing with the first topic, which is meaning of science and rationale for teaching and learning of science. I am Dr. Amusa Uluwadamilare. Of course, my contact email is as shown on the slide. Now, what will be our intended learning outcomes? What will be our objective in this class? Of course, at the end of this class, you should be able to, clearly articulate the meaning of science, give a good presentation of science in description, meaning. You should also be able to explain the reasons for teaching and learning science. What are the basic reasons for teaching and learning science? Those are things you must learn. Now let's start with the question. What is science? What comes to your mind when you are asked, you are confronted with the question, what is science? So there are various ways of defining science. Of course, we are going to just give ourselves some few here, and you to create your own, in your own words. Science is a way of learning about natural world. It also includes, gathering of knowledge through exploration of the world. We are going to use different equipment to do the exploration, and it has, like I said, it involves study of the universe. The study is endless. There are a series of studies that are involved, in the pursuit of science. It also include empirical observations, formulation of tentative concepts and theories. So it must, when you say empirical, it must be scientific. That is the empirical nature. It must be investigative. Okay, so it involves observations and other aspects of sciences. And science also involve organized system of explanation of nature through experimentation and scientific knowledge. So you should be able to explain the environment you are, what's happening around you, what happens around you, what happens in the next environment, even up to the space. So it is an organized system. You just don't come up with explanation. That explanation must be organized. It must be systematic. Okay, now another way to describe science is as a form of knowledge that are open to modification in the light of further empirical evidences. You see, in science, the knowledge is not limited. It's not restricted to what you think you may have. Okay, so it involves series of things and it is open. Whatever is found out today is subject to criticism, and you know, if there are better evidences, of course, new developments will come up and the old knowledge becomes obsolete for that. Now, what are the reasons for teaching science in our school? What are the reasons, you know? And there are reasons, the reasons are not far-fetched. They are basically, you know, rooted in the benefit, the socioeconomic benefit that we have. We use it to solve socioeconomic problem. Number one, the problem of mass unemployment. Science has solution to it because it creates employment, it generates a job for people, and it solves the problem of hunger in the area of agriculture, which we shall see later on. So science also is a solution to the problem of hunger, the problem of poverty. As soon as we reduce the problem of unemployment to a very minimal level, then poverty will become a thing of the past. It also helps in addressing the problem of poor health facilities. As you can see in some of the picture beside the content, we can see the magnificent edifice in the area of health. So that is also what science has come to do, and it also resolve the problem of rural-urban drift. With science, the rural area can also be developed, and it will stop people from moving, down to the urban area, which becomes a problem, and that will eventually solve the problem of population explosion. So science is also, indirectly a solution to the problem of population explosion. Environmental degradation. There's also a solution by science to solve the problem of environmental degradation. If you look at the example in Niger Delta, due to the oil boom and the environmental degradation that happens there, so the solution, the evacuation of those problems will also be created by science. Science is a tool for wealth creation. In the advanced world today, if you look at country like China, America, and other advanced world, they base on knowledge economy. And knowledge economy is primarily premised on science. So science is a tool for wealth creation. And of course, in the era of industrial revolution that happened in the past, Britain took the lead. It was, in their exploit of science. So there are other reasons, there are other rationale, there are other justification for science. Now, let us imagine a world without science. Think of the Stone Age. Science and its applications have elevated man from Stone Age to space and computer age. You just consider our mode of delivering this lecture now. And as students, you are far apart, and you are getting to get my message. So this is the age we call computer age. We are no longer in the Stone Age. Subsistence farmer to mass, producer. So if you look at the pictures beside you, you can see the housing deficit, the housing problem in those days. Look at the house. Do you imagine yourself being in this kind of situation now? Look at the means of transportation. Science has also liberated man from superstition and fear of nature. There is so much of fear in nature. Science offers plausible explanation to natural events and phenomenon. And one other challenge. Okay, now let's imagine a world without science, the Stone Age. So that has been taken. Now let's take this class activity. I expect you to pause the lecture, then take this class activity. Good. So we can move on. Now let's look at science and socioeconomic development. Science has impacts on the technological composition of our country, the economic, social, and political growth of any country. So from agriculture, like we said earlier on, fertilizer and petrochemical production plants. So it has given room to mechanized agriculture. We have electric generation in the area of hydro, thermal, nuclear power plants, nuclear power plants, and of course in the area of modern warfare, war against enemies, threats, external aggression. So modern warfare is also due to exploit of science. In the area of health, humanity has improved tremendously in the area of so you can go on mention the benefits of science. Modern industry and industrialization everywhere. So of course, we talk about job creation, we talk about wealth creation. Is in the area of so telephone and the world of ICT. So it's also an area that we have also benefited immensely from science. So of course, we can talk about the other side of science. It has its own demerits, environmental degradation, destruction due to war, and modern warfare. We can always attest to that. So now let's take the second activity. Pause of your lecture video and take the activity. Good. Let's move on. Now, to wrap up this lecture, we have learned the meaning of science. We also talked about rationale for science, merits, and the merit of science, and also we also add some activity which I expect all of you to participate in. And on this note, we run over the lecture, and we'll meet in a second topic. Bye for now.